Yeah, and there it is.
Get
Potentially breaking news.
some
Potentially,
get the
possibly.
folks a little time to get in here, man. Before we
No,
get
we can't do
into
that.
it.
We gotta get this thing going, man. Potentially, possibly, what I'm saying, something breaking is that it's being reported. I don't know if it's even being reported. It's just out there though that
Hey,
Odessey
social
Jones.
media is the new news, so it's being reported.
You ain't lying. Odessey Jones is not on the roster, the current active roster for WWE. And
I know Xavier Woods happy.
if you go and scroll through there, if you go, oh, what did I just do? I done messed this up.
Oh man, he's shook. He's so shooken by the news.
Eh, There you go. Now I gotta scroll down. Just scroll straight. Let me just scroll straight. Can't go off to the side. You get down to the O's. You get down to the O's. Let me
Oh, you looking
make
at
sure I go.
you looking at the roster.
Yes, looking at the roster. And you just go up. You'd be like, where's my man's? He's active storyline. Where is he at? Let me go back. Make sure I ain't missing nobody. But Odyssey Jones, there's the ends. Here's the O's. You got Obafemi. You got Omos is still there.
You sound like Triple
So,
H. There's the ends.
but that's a lot of news because Odyssey Jones just made a debut, just came up a few weeks ago. He's
He's part
involved
of a story.
on a TV storyline. It's starting to heat up a little bit. Is Xavier Woods gonna turn on Kofi? What's going on there? Odyssey Jones is the new Big E. Is he coming to replace Big E? He's bro? It okay. Do we think it's a glitch? Do we just think, hey, for some reason his picture just
Nah,
got dropped out of here?
nah. He's somewhat talking to Tony Khan right now.
Because it's not like the picture got dropped. You when you click any of those pictures, it gives you the superstar's little bio,
I would
the
say go look
definition of
at
a
the
person.
merch, but I don't know if he has any active merch.
They say go look at the merch. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can get to the shop. We go to WWE shop because
Check
I
the
don't think he had no active. You're right. He just got on TV and he was wearing New Day items.
well, in the
Oh my
words
gosh! It says,
of
oh no, no, no.
the new day, it's a new day. Yes, it is.
It looks like it is. I don't look. I don't think it's a glitch. Right. I think something may have. I don't know. Popped up something. There's got to be a reason he got taken out. I don't think it's just a random. Oh yeah, just you just happened to fall off out of our content. I don't know how we didn't
Nah,
update it. He was already there. He was removed. That's
I
an
don't know,
interesting
bro.
thing.
I don't know. I'm just sitting here playing the PlayStation, and then I heard Odyssey Jones was removed.
Yo,
I just
Kobe.
started seeing it. Then it hit our group chat, and once it hit our group chat, of course we go check on it to see what's shaking. And
Yeah. Now people are reporting, stuff like they didn't hear any outside. It's not like all of a sudden he got arrested in Berlin and that news broke and then this happened. So it's not like stuff like that. Kobe talking about Xavier Woods got rid of him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, Kobe. Um, maybe that was the case. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't feeling them for real. But no, maybe I think it's a crazy little thing because we've had some interesting releases this year, and I hope that it's not of that
back,
caliber because we have
I was
MVP.
asleep. Y'all don't remember that episode we did?
And I heard my
I
brothers
heard my
cry.
brothers cry. It's an injustice. WWE.
If it is, I would think it would be linked to something that maybe we just haven't hasn't been made public, or it could be some
It had
weird
to
glitch.
be either a wellness policy thing or he just did something backstage. You don't, because it can't be a contract thing because he just got called up. You wouldn't call somebody up who doesn't have, you don't have in a solid long term deal.
Right. Fair.
So I'm saying it's something that either was done backstage or it's just you know what they're saying out there in the wrestling streets. It's a rumor going around, but
They say that Triple H booking is not too good. Like, they say that, you know what I'm saying, he's not too high on certain demographics. And I don't want to say that's the case yet, you know what I mean? But however, it's a lot of people who have been released that have consistently said this. So that's why it draws the attention it draws. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, is this something? Or is it just a glitch and it's nothing? One, he is in a major storyline with the New Day. Kofi Kingston brought him into the New Day. They needed some help with Final
that's
Testament
the
carrying the loss.
weirdest part of it. That is the weirdest part of this because he is in an active storyline. Before, when we didn't see him and he was just kind of lingering and people was asking where he was, you could make the case, well, maybe he's not with the company or they have no interest in him. That's not the case. You brought this man up. He had the most watch. He was like the biggest thing on social media. His clip had like 8 million views or some number that nobody expected him to do. And now we find out he's been released. Or we think he's been released. Removed from the company website, I mean your key don't work no more.
Get it?
He tried to get in the building and his code didn't work. He pulled up to
That's
he pulled up to the guard shack and his pass don't scan no more. So
That's wild because again, like you said, you're in the active storyline. Does this kill the Xavier Woods heel turn? Marley, I believe so. You got to rethink it now because now it's just like, okay, it's gonna be
how do they
Xavier.
acknowledge it though? Do Kofi do it? Is Woods be like, hey, where's the guy? Like, and then they just won a match. Like he won the match.
Yeah, remember they had the whole thing. He got tagged, and Xavier was looking at his hand like, why you tagging my hands? Why'd
He
you
was
tag
looking at
me?
his hand the way Triple H looked at his hand. Let me
I
stop,
hope that's
man.
not the
But
case. I
it
I hope it's not the case, but you never know. You know, the one thing is for certain is a lot of superstars have complained about current booking. Now, one thing I will say is again, we just looked on it. You saw us do it. We look at the roster. Well, let me go back because I think I'm on. No, I was in the shop to see if he had merch. Yeah, that man ain't got no merch yet. So that there's no way to really tell there. Let me go back to the WWE superstars. Yeah, he ain't got no merch. Yeah, he got no merch. So let me go back all the way out. And when you go there, just go on WWE Superstars, and you can go down. It doesn't matter the brand. It's not like they're gonna show you all people. There's Roxanne Perez, there's Oba Femi, there's Kalani Jordan, Axiom, and Foley. Axiom. I'm talking about Beverly Hills
just
Cop.
look at what you're
Uh,
saying though. You're naming NXT stars. These are main roster star. So if the NXT people are there, he should be there. Is what I'm saying.
100%. I say we can't jump to conclusions. Let's see if he'll be on Raw tonight. Nah, we have to jump to conclusions because that makes it fun. And I'm gonna be honest, you know what I mean? Again, they're updating the rosters, right? I mean, where I'm at ease. I'm trying to look at the screen to see the reflection. That ain't gonna work. I'm in the M's right now, right? You got Naomi, Natalie. I'm in the N's as in November. Then we get to the O's, right? Oh, we got people liking our post, y'all. So make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the memberships. You know what I'm saying? But you got Obafemi, Omas, Aura, Mensa, Otis. Odessey Jones ain't in the picture.
And if it
And
was a
again, these are just
website maintenance thing, it would, I'm sure it wouldn't have been just him, or it would say, hey, this website is temporarily down for maintenance.
right, right. I mean, they still got Raquel Rodriguez in here. You still
And
got
we,
guys.
and she's not active.
Man, Shinsuke Nakamura is still in here. We ain't seen him in months. Solo Sakura, Shotzi. Shotzi's still on here.
Shotzi's out with, she just had surgery, I believe. So you have people who aren't active on the website, and the man who's in the storyline is not on the roster, on the website page anyway.
Now, here's a question I do have. Bobby Lashley. Let's go see if Bobby Lashley's still up.
Absolutely not.
Booker T. Okay, Bobby Lashley's not, right? It literally goes Berto, Bianca Belair, Big E, Blair Davenport, Blake Howard, Booker T, 5-time Braun Strowman, Braylon Reese, so on and so forth. So Bobby Lashley is not there. Uh who was I about to say? MVP? I think let's take the gamble on MVP. We're gonna take a little gamble. I almost asked how you spell it. That would have been some wild shit. You know what I'm
MVP,
saying? Boom.
monster MVP.
I don't see him. Shouts out to you. Uh Daddy Hunter Ashley, I see you. Eric, I see you. Ronnie, we see you too. But we jump into conclusions, Ronnie. But you're right. We do have to verify this tonight to see if he's on Raw. But well, we
Well,
got
him not
messages
being
coming
on
in.
Raw verifies nothing. He could just not be on Raw. Him not being on the website kind of verifies everything I need. Verifies it for me. Him not being on Raw could be him just not being on Raw. Him
Because
not
you
being
had
on
to
the
take him.
website,
You
that's
had to take him
another thing.
down. Xavier prayed for this and that. That's a funny comment, bro. Yeah, Xavier might have got his wish. I do think it's all storyline, but the funniest part is like, where does that if he is released, where does that leave that storyline?
It just
Do you
move
just
on,
annex
move
it?
on from it like it didn't happen.
Where does that put Final Testament? Because that's the only thing Final Testament had going on. It wasn't like they were talking about like, let's get in a tag team. We need to take out the Street Profits. Like when they had that whole tag team gauntlet, they didn't have the Authors of Pain in there.
Good. Hey, it's been definitely some interesting moves in the WWE recently under the new Paul Triple H Levesque era. I guess that's what we calling it. And
Right.
the moves seem to have only really be affecting certain people. Now, I want to know in the chat how the rumor is that black athletes and black wrestlers have not been treated well, booked well, or fairly under Triple H. Do you agree with that? And it's been footage of Triple H popping up, the promo he did with Booker T. Dance, Booker. Look at your nappy hair. People like you will never be this. You can't be like people like me. Then the recent footage of him doing a monkey dance to Mark Henry pops up.
That was
So
wild.
the internet can work for you or against you. And in this case, it is working against Triple H. Do we believe Triple H may have some, you know what I'm saying, going on like that? How you feel, HP? How do you feel about that?
I do think everybody has some sort of prejudice to something. You see the chat starting to drop some things. Um, I do think there's been some bad booking for black wrestlers lately in the main rosters of the WWE. Plain and simple.
Mm.
Getting fired on Labor Day is crazy. I gotta stop looking at the chat for a
What if
second.
Triple H's favorite movie is Friday and he wanted to be like, you got fired on your day off?
Got fired on the day off. I do believe everyone has a prejudice or a biasness of some sort. I do also think that the booking of black wrestlers has been poor. And that's not just though, but that's I wouldn't credit that to Triple
So
H. I mean,
even though and I'm gonna play devil's advocate, even though Obafemi holds a title, even though
but that's
Trick
Shawn
wait,
NXT.
let me finish. It's still WWE
It's still
as a whole.
WWE.
Trick Williams was just your champ. You
Mhm.
have Jade and Bianca, who's in a title, got new titles. So there is some motion there, but you can always that can always be the thing to say, hey, I can't be that because of this. So what do you say to that? Like it's just bad booking overall.
I think main roster, because when I say NXT, I think Shawn. And I think Shawn and Triple H are two different wrestling minds entirely. And I think they're both good. But I think they don't I don't even think it's a racist thing. I think it's a we don't know how to handle black because we want to capitalize on what y'all do. And when I mean y'all do, this is gonna sound all the way bad, but just follow me for a minute. Just give me some sort of grace. Um, we want to capitalize on what y'all do. So if y'all talk and act like this, we don't want you to be we don't want you to be Montez Ford going out there acting like Dean Douglas, right? It's just not gonna work. But if we can have Montez Ford just be Montez Ford and we add a little spice to it, then it'll probably work, right? I think it just hasn't worked. It works for Bianca Belair. It has. She come out, she got the long ponytail, she doing it. I think Jade is a little stale. I think Jade is stale as a black female face, black female
Jade is stale
heel. We'll
because
see.
Jade is not a natural face. Jade Cargill is a heel.
Yeah. I think that's where it is. So I don't think it's him being racist, even though the release choices lately have been skeptical. But I think some of those people who he released wanted out. I think Bobby Lashley was like, let me try my talents elsewhere. um, and see how much money. And then it looks bad because again, we don't really even know if Triple H is behind this. He's just the face, so he's always gonna get the shot. You know what I mean? Triple H could be on the board like Triple H could be on the board like, oh, I'm tired of releasing black fucking wrestlers. You will not release another one. And the board goes, sit your ass down. He's gone. And then us in the wrestling world go, see, Triple H released another one. And it wasn't Triple H, right? So we don't know,
It's The Rock.
but I also know WWE as a whole has been bad to black wrestlers, and no one can dispute
So
me on that.
who this board thing we talking about?
Right.
Is it a WWE board that would make these decisions, or is it a TKO board that would make higher like decisions like this?
It's a little bit of both, right? Like I'll look at it from a military perspective.
So it's The Rock.
You
The
can make
Rock did
right, but I'm saying, and this is my point.
it.
Within the WWE content, you know what I'm saying, content creators and content creators, creative writing and stuff, they can make a decision. It can be vetoed from higher up if they say, "Hey, exit, we're not going that way," and they could kind of force your hand. Right? And then you got to kind of go back to the drawing board. But within WWE, I don't think TKO is going to get too involved because they know WWE. The reason why TKO did the deal to get WWE is because the company was doing good, and they thought they think a dollar could be made, so they jumped on board. I just think WWE is bad with black wrestlers, period. They're getting better. They are getting better, but just not forget, The Rock was the in 1999, 1998, 1999. That's when you get your first WWE champion. Now we're not talking about the other companies. We're not talking about WCW who did it in 92 with Ron Simmons. We're talking about WWE, right? There's only been four, and one guy beat all of them for the WWE title, and that's Brock Lesnar. So if you want to talk about, you know what I'm saying, like he is AKA Willie Lynch himself. You know what I'm saying? He's the
Hey,
black boogeyman.
yo,
He,
she went there.
that's a crazy comment.
You
I'm not
went,
gonna say that. He's the guy though has beat all the WWE black champions for
but
the black for a championship.
Is that
And
not?
that's a fact.
But that has to come from somebody.
Yeah, the guy who's like, "What's up, my nigga?" Like, do we forget this guy? Okay, this. That's why I think it's always been
Maybe
horrible.
it's just a
But Brock
wrestling thing
Lesnar beat The Rock for the
that
WWE
guy's not
championship.
in control no more, and it seems like these things are still happening.
But I think we just got to give time because what if a black guy got like Bobby Allen actually was hurt? So if he wanted to test the waters, it just looks a type of way. But reality is Bobby Lashley kind of wanted to leave, and WWE said, okay. WWE goes, okay, Jade and Bianca. Jade isn't where she's supposed to be, so we need to do something because we don't want to waste her. We want to do something to uplift, right? And then bam, we put it with someone who's got some moment, like 50 Cent. The game came in the G Unit not because he was killing it, but because Dr. Dre knew what to do with that motherfucker. And 50 Cent had so much momentum. Throw him in here and see what happens. And boom, a star was made. So I think they used a little bit of that mentality there. It's just we've watched black people get done so dirty in this company for years. And like I said, dispute me. Rock, first black champion, 1999. Guess who beats him? Brock Lesnar. Big E, Bobby Lashley, and Kofi Kingston. All the other three WWE champions. Guess who beat them? And one got squashed. Squashed. I'm talking about run it. Give up the goods, brother. Give it up. So that was the Willie Lynch, but I won't even say that again because that's unfair to Brock. They're just doing the Lord's work.
What Brock
Vince,
did to you, man. Brock done did you something, man.
Yeah, Vince. I ain't got no smoke with Brock. I was just trying to be funny, but the reality is that man did beat all black champions for their champion. That's the only champions we ever had. So if I'm a black champion, they say, "Hey, Brock's getting ready to come back." I'm like, "Damn, Reigns coming
if
to an end,
this
brother."
was if this was
Black Talents
Carlito,
PLC. Shit,
if it was JD McDonough, will we even be talking about this?
not to this degree, no. But we would talk about it because JD McDonough is in a major storyline that if
That's
he
why
just
I
got
said
released,
JD. If JD's active, we would people be talking about this if it was JD? Or we only talking about this because Odessey Jones is a black wrestler and that claim has been put on Triple H recently.
yeah, Kofi Kingston was crushed by Brock Lesnar. And that shit hurt my. I expected Brock to beat him too, just not that.
You know
I
what's
think you're
worse than
on it.
Kofi being crushed by Brock? Bianca being squashed by Becky.
I forgot about that one. That was
That
all under
was
Vince McMahon too.
disgusting. That was disgusting.
Did you see what they said about that too? Because they said Bianca was in the back crying because she was like, "Yo, that like it just didn't even feel right. Like, yo, you just took all the momentum. No one even expect. There was no need to squash a match like that. Maybe with Kofi, but I still wouldn't have did it because Kofi, he's one of those aerial specialists. Let him get some good licks in with Brock, and then Brock, he can make a fast match, but not a squash because you are representing a people. And in a company where the outcome is predetermined, it's like saying, I mean, you do got to give some shit like that, but I mean, god damn, Brock Lesnar never beat Bobby Lashley for any title. Let me double check myself, brother, because I would hate to be wrong and be out here spewing some foul shit, right? That wouldn't be fair. I would not be fair. So definitely, please, yo, Ronnie, definitely check. I'm like almost 100. Hold on, man. Oh shit, you got me about to pull it up. Hey, chat. Y'all phones might work faster than mine. My Wi-Fi a little slow, but definitely check me on this. Let's
I'm
see.
playing WWE 2K right now while we talk. So that's why I
And
got
who
my
you
phone.
got?
I'm doing a dark horse thing. I'm doing a story mode right now.
Oh, don't show. Hey, we can't hear or see none of that. You know how YouTube get.
Oh yeah. I just got off a YouTube ban, so
Brock Lesnar never beat Bobby Lashley for the title. So that's what we're looking up, just to determine that.
I'm not sure if Brock
Sean
Lesnar
Spicer.
and Bobby Lashley ever wrestled.
Oh yeah, they did.
I don't
Oh
remember
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. They definitely wrestled. Bobby Lashley beat Brock at the Royal Rumble 2003 for the Royal Rumble. I remember that.
Yeah. So how do y'all feel about Odessey Jones possibly being released?
Oh, so yo, I might have to retract my statement. There is one guy they all wrestled. Um, but I don't see where Bobby Lashley. So I got my history wrong. And I usually don't have my history wrong because I rewatch things 1,000 times. Hmm. Yo, I could have. Yo, is this a Mandela effect? Maybe I'm tripping. Y'all help me out.
Sometimes you're just wrong, HP, and it's okay.
Sometimes
We
it's
still
okay.
love
It's
you.
okay. I appreciate that, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we still love you, HP, even though you're wrong.
That's good to know that Brock Lesnar didn't beat all the black champions, but he beat 75% of them, and that's a fact. He beat 3 out of 4. That's 75%. My numbers is never wrong,
Yeah, but like I said,
except
that
for that
booking had to come from somewhere. It's weird. Just a weird thing. Like I said, that's the weird part of wrestling, and that's the weird part of the internet of us knowing how much we know. Because if this was 1998, we wouldn't even be
one.
caring. We would just think he wasn't on the show.
That's the problem with the internet. Thank you, Ronnie. The time Bobby Lashley lost the title to Brock was an Elimination Chamber, but Bobby wasn't pinned. But okay, got it. Thank you for clearing that up. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. If I'm ever wrong, if it's an emotional wrong, let me be wrong. But if it's a fact, like, hey, bro, that's not correct.
So
Please correct me in the
Rock
chat.
won a title that Lashley had in the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
So
So
he
they
still
never and they
took the
never
title from him.
had.
Good old Brock. Hey.
Uh,
And you know what else Brock Lesnar took? He took Sable from Mark Merrow.
he damn sure did.
That might be the first trophy he took from a black man.
He definitely.
But yeah, I know it's all fun and games, but sometimes if we can't get serious, what? We can't get
That
serious.
shit's funny as I forgot about that. Cause yo, Mark Merrill talking about it is wild. Where he was like, "Who? You been talking to this dude?" And he didn't know who it was until he found out. He
Thought
was
that it
like,
was
"Oh
Brock,
shit,
and he was like, "She your girl now."
yeah." Like he just
He
fitted this
just
shit.
gave his
Like,
girl away.
yeah, like that's wild. I'm not into that though. So, but that
What if we
that
found
that is
out
a
Brock
true
was
story.
messing with your girl? You gonna confront Brock Lesnar?
It's for the streets.
She for the
I'm not
streets.
gonna confront. I'm honestly at 42. Any girl I have at this point that another man takes, she's for yeah, y'all be good because he was never supposed to get that close to her. You know what I'm saying? So she allowed it, and that's one of the lessons I had to learn through the years. You know what I'm saying? In those 2 marriages, those 2 Money in the Bank cash-ins that failed. You know what I'm saying? Let it go. Life is good. My life is great now, and it's getting more and more and more better. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know what I'm saying. So you just gotta let certain things go. But as far as being let go, Odyssey Jones, not official, but he is not on the roster currently. If you look at WWE.com, for some reason he is off. He said,
He
"I don't want
gone,
us." Yeah,
bro.
that is wild.
My thing is, who was looking up Odessey Jones to discover this, to bring this even to the world's attention?
I don't know, but Joe Savage is funny as fuck, bro. Johnny B. Bad was black, not Mark Merrill. Yo, shit. Oh my god, the chat is on one, man. Kofi Kingston going back to Christopher Leclerc. He was yeah, I read that comment. I'm just trying to make sure because sometimes I get lost in the sauce. Um,
And maybe
yeah,
that's
I
why
do
they was
think.
drawing out the heel turn, because they knew that this was possibly coming. Not Kofi and Woods, but the people backstage. So,
Oh, you think they knew it was coming from Odyssey?
because they've been teasing that Xavier Woods heel turn for too long. I think it would have happened by now, or at least sooner if it was going to happen.
Do you think New Day needs to break up?
I think New Day should have been broke up,
Shit,
or at least stop calling themselves New Day. New Day to me is Big E, Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston.
I'm with that. I'm with that.
They could call themselves Up Up Down Down or something and really reference their gaming life or their gaming channel. Like seriously, how they come out in the cosplay costume, not costumes, gear sometime. That would have been fire. Up Up Down Down. Then it promotes the gaming thing and what they into. But New Day is those three. Like it started with those three, it ends with those three. Or you could have had Kofi and Woods just go singles since they're not having a title run. New Day only needs to be together if the title's involved. And
Yeah, that's an interesting
New
thing.
Day did a lot.
They
They
were
did
around
a
for a long.
lot.
Let them do their own things. Miss Awesome Saucy, I agree with you. I think WWE didn't know what to do with Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar because they see them as evenly matched and couldn't decide. So that's why it was a 50-50 booking between those two. Ronnie, I think I hate to agree with that, but I really think they didn't know what to do with it, and
With
they
Bobby,
messed that up, huh?
with Bobby
Yeah, with Bobby and Brock, because that was a really big match you could have made. And you could have did any. You know what was that match they had with Baszler and Lola Vice?
Underground.
The underground match. You could have made a third. You could have did that with them because they both have exemplary mixed martial arts background. Brock more probably so more
Well,
recognized, but
even
Bobby
even
Lashley,
now they could have did something considering WWE is owned by TKO, which owns the UFC. They could have definitely did something with them.
and I'm sure Brock would have been happy to do it
Yeah, it's a
because the
fight.
numbers are
Brock
gonna be
Lesnar
right
likes to fight.
for the right price. Brock Lesnar putting your teeth on the other side of your mouth, whichever side
For
they on, they're going to the other side.
for free, Brock Lesnar's doing that.
Yo, that shit, the plane ride from hell, him and Mr. Perfect fighting on the plane, like the wrestling match, they like, bro, these motherfuckers be crazy, bro. If you haven't seen, that's that Dark Side of the Ring shit. That's one of the craziest episodes ever. To even know that that's a real like one plane ride, all that shit happened.
Ric Flair walking around naked with a robe on, and you can't escape because you're in an airplane.
The steward is like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, it's wild. There is no Big E without. There is, yep. Man, Damage Control is still called Damage Control without Bailey. That's, I mean, yeah.
But what has Damage Control done? They had what, one or two title reigns?
The I think right now
Fucking New Day is a legacy act at this point, bro. They grinded and they won multiple titles. So it's like when Ahmed Johnson went to the Harlem Heat. That ain't the Harlem Heat. When Drives went to the Road Warriors, that ain't the Road
that
Warriors.
ain't them. I see the point in that. And losing Bailey for Damage Control wasn't as bad as losing Big E because they weren't a legacy act. They didn't have a lot of
A
history as compared
lot of
to
history.
New Day has a lot of, so you can kind of still feel like DX, right? You can't just swap Sean out. They had to revamp the DX, but
And made a
not,
new DX.
yeah, but you didn't try to replace Sean. You just
You
made
just
it different.
yeah. They tried. I don't
Yeah.
know if they didn't try to replace Big E. It just was Kofi and Woods. And even if you're going to do that, let it remain them two. Trying to bring a new person in, that just kills the legacy. Because what if New Day goes into Hall of Fame? Does Odessey Jones, if this happened, does he get a Hall of Fame ring? It's the whole thing. It's the whole reason why people's asking why was Barry Windham went to the Hall of Fame with the Horsemen.
Christopher Leclerc, let me ask you a question. Damage Control versus the Unholy Union. See, people are still calling Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, which that I like that name's just Fire and Dawn, but the Unholy Union is what they got. Um, is this where Damage Control wins tonight? Because I don't want to see a rematch between Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Jade and Bianca. I don't. I think you just looked outclassed and outmatched.
Well,
But
why
Damage Control
would
was
you see
sneaky.
Damage Control wrestle them again when Jade and Bianca just like squashed them?
Because Damage Control is sneaky and there's three members. So I feel like if when you do a 2-on-2 with Jade and Bianca, ain't nobody beating them. It's kind of like the Dominic thing. Dominic really can't beat a lot of guys in singles matches. He's going to need the Judgment Day, which then makes it interesting because that means he can get the win. I don't feel like anybody 2-on-2 is prepped to beat Jade and Bianca. But if there's a group, which Judgment Day,
Only team
Damage
I can
Control
see doing it now, it ain't Chance and Carter. They're too
is
late.
pure fusion function faction
Pure
the
Fusion Collection. It would be
that's it.
Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax.
Hmm.
That would be the only team that can do that, or at least have a fighting chance. Because you got Nia, the big powerhouse, and Tiffany's little small crafty doing her gymnastics thing. So Nia and Tiffany would be the only two. Other than that, I can't name any women's tag teams other than women's tag teams. I don't know what
So
Candice
is that
LeRae is. I don't know what Indy Hartwell is. Like, it's
they're
people
down
that
in NXT?
we just haven't
No, they're
seen
not.
them in a while. No, we haven't
They
seen them.
haven't. It's the same faces. I think they need to go back to doing jobbers and breaking out people on shows. Maybe bringing a new show out like WWE Superstars, and just
They
something.
got a new
Something.
show. It's called Speed, and it is the women's Speed.
I hate that shit. And they take all their name superstars and bringing them down there. Andrade, you were already getting burned on the regular show. Io Sky
So
and Kerosene wins because Asuka and Kerosene. Chris Bianca. Okay, I'm with that. What about the Studleys? The
Oscar's out.
Studleys, I thought had a chance when they first got together and they were beating the shit out of those tag teams. And they were like, "Yo, it's us," and I'm like, "Damn, they look strong." And then when they lost their elimination match for a title, I'm like, they shouldn't even be losing yet. And if they do lose, it should be to Jade and Bianca, or maybe they beat Jade and Bianca because they do all that mixed martial arts shit. So we about to break a rib, break a leg,
Here's a
the strong
question.
man over there. Mhm.
Here's a question. I need an honest answer from you and from the chat.
Oh shit.
Knowing how people hated Jade Cargill's in-ring work in AEW, they hated her. But that's not a secret. People acting like they didn't. They hated Jade Cargill in AEW. Knowing how good Bianca is as a single, if these two didn't look how they look, solely based on wrestling skills, would we want them as champions?
To answer your question, no. But there is money in the hot tag strength spot. Like we watched tag teams of
I'm
the
not saying
80s.
it ain't money there. I'm just saying, would we
Do
want
they
that?
have the wrestling ability? And I think there's some people that are more entertaining because Jade doesn't answer that bell. She doesn't wrestle well. She's good for spots. She doesn't carry most of the weight. It's always Bianca starting the matches. It's always Bianca having to go through the matches.
Bianca starts,
Um,
Bianca gets the beat down, Bianca has the babyface comeback, which is just for Jade. And if that's her spot, that's her spot. I'm just saying that's okay for TV, but you're talking about champions where you're going to be in front of the world.
Toronto Toronto. I said 2-5. Toronto. We don't know. Here's the issue. WWE has removed him from the WWE roster on their
Yeah, he ain't on
website.
the website.
So
He tried to clock in
that's
today.
where.
His punch card said invalid.
So that's where we're at with Toronto. I think with Jade, I don't know how much longer you want to keep her in the tag team because eventually Nia Jax needs a new competitor, right? Tiffany time, either Tiffany's going to dethrone her for that belt or not, and at that point you need another person. And even leading up, because I don't know how long you're gonna keep this thing going.
Jade gave us
Bianca.
everything she's going to give us with Bianca, and that was that that Royal Rumble moment. I don't see them doing anything else, any other business, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you, Christopher. The best matches that Jade had when AEW were. But the thing is, again, she is not she ain't no chain wrestler. She ain't no Dean Malenko. She ain't about to go in there and tear the house down. That ain't about to happen. Now, if you put her in the right matches, like how they used to do, like the Ultimate Warrior, you got to put her in there with specific people to really get a good. I think she is capable of having some good matches. I just don't think night in and night out that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? I don't think she's a Shawn Michaels. You can't put her in there with anybody. Hell no, hell no. But I look forward to seeing her versus Nia Jax. I look forward to the heel turn because I'm invested with the story, though. Not because I'm looking forward to the match, because man, you don't won titles with this woman. Now, if you turn your back on her, or Bianca turns her back on you, or you get jealous of Bianca because maybe Bianca goes, "Hey, I want to try my singles thing. Maybe we can do both. Tag, okay, cool." And then over time, Jade is looking at her like, "I'm helping you with the," you know what I'm saying? Something's got to give.
What
That
you
is,
do is
that's
you
what
take Naomi and Jade, and they're the heels, and they conspire against Bianca. That way, you say Bianca is a babyface, and then you still have Jade with somebody who can still do the work as she learns, which is Naomi, because Naomi's not bad in the ring. People forget Naomi was a women's champion at one point in time. And then
there
when
you
she
go.
left WWE, she went on a run and was women's champion where she was. So I think that will help. But Jade is gonna need somebody with her, for the, so I guess until they feel she's ready, and that's what the whole Bianca thing is right now. It's them two. They making it a girl power, black girl magic thing. And it looks good, but that I don't want to see the people turn on Jade again.
Do you think we should have sent her to NXT?
Yeah, yeah. Because then she
We
could
watched
work with
Julia.
Shawn Michaels on a weekly basis instead of traveling and trying to learn and care about the hard cam and the crowd and all this other stuff that you have to worry about. When you in NXT, you can learn it at a slower pace, I believe. And then it's week to week. Then you can see the improvement week to week on that scale. And I've said for the longest, I feel some people's best matches were in NXT because that's where they were most comfortable at. In front of that crowd, in front of that small audience, because them big lights, that big stage come with big, bright, hot lights, bro. And
Yeah, that's a fact.
that's everybody can't perform under that. That's pressure. It's a lot of pressure to do that.
It's an unfortunate thing too. Yeah, I would have liked to see because you're watching people now. They're going to the NXT, and the NXT women's division is cooking. And I'm trying to think off the top of my head, they don't have a powerhouse like a straight brute down there. They have a lot of high flyers, aerial specialists. I like to call them now that are like the Soul Rukas.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
not
even
a lot
Kalani
of
Jordan.
lot of that there in NXT.
What you mean?
And there's no powerhouses.
Yeah, right, right, right.
They
And
all
that's
little.
you right.
All the women in NXT are little,
They are little. They are little. They are little. Jada will go down and look like Godzilla to the motherfuckers.
and that's what they need her to look, because she looks good, but you standing next to Bianca Belair. That's a hard out for a lot of people. You
Yeah,
standing
'cause she
up,
can wrestle.
and she looks good.
She looks good. She can do the strange spots like you. She just doesn't you look like you got chiseled out of ivory. You know what I mean? Last Legend is the
She has a
biggest girl they
classic
have
villain
height
look,
wise.
huh?
And they just got beat. Lash Legend and Jakari Jackson just got beat by Alba Fire and Isla Dawn when they went down there during that title run they had real
They've
quick.
been doing Lash Legend bad, bro. She's the most improved, probably the most improved woman down there, and because Lash, I ain't gonna
I
hold
don't
you.
know, man.
Lash
I've
Legend
been
when she
watching.
first started was not. That was a hard watch, but she's improved, and that's what you. That's why you're. That's why you go to NXT.
Yeah, but NXT, it's like I forget it's a developmental because they have their own lane. Like they are moving, and it pay per view yesterday, PLE or whatever. Great, it was good. It was good PLE from start to finish, the whole way through, and it's been consistent like this. It's not like NXT was hot this week, and then 2 weeks they're not, and then 2 weeks they are. No, they're consistent, so it gets easy. And I ain't gonna lie, man, that women's roster is deep down there. It's deep.
And Julia just popped up. Stephanie Vakir is down there. Who knows who else is going to pop up, because WWE signing everybody right now.
They need to put their pen up
They
because you
signing
signing so much
everybody but
talent, you don't know what
Odessey
to do.
Jones.
God damn. Yeah, that's really all I got. Really, you know what I'm saying. I mean, we can talk about some other stuff, but that's that Odyssey Jones thing, man. I hope it's just a glitch. If not, it must be a reason, and I hope it's nothing that super crazy. But today's society, you just don't know. But I know one thing: we will know soon because society doesn't keep secrets in 2024. The truth gets out there faster than you expect it to. Whew. Oh, her yawning though. That's
We're
crazy.
gonna find
Oh my
out,
god.
because tonight we're gonna do the Raw recap. Go live during the main event of Monday Night Raw, and we're gonna talk about it. If we don't see Odyssey Jones tonight, then hey,
Especially if they see the New Day and they just act like nothing has been happening for the last couple
it
weeks.
would
Like,
be best just to keep the New Day off TV, because the only reason you're on TV is to progress the story.
yeah. So now that might draw more ire. I'm vested now. If they don't pop up tonight, now I'm like, okay, it must be something because of Odyssey. Because they've been on TV every single week pushing this storyline.
Bro, I don't know. It's some weird stuff going on in the world of wrestling. Again, it's the accusations on Triple H's jacket. You know what I'm saying he feel how he feel, and he making those decisions. Um, but it's
You
it's
don't
just kind
fucking
of
want to hear
odd.
that.
The last four people that we known to be released, it was Tamina Snuka, MVP. We got removed from the Legends thing. Bobby Lashley, now Odessey Jones.
Yeah, that's not a good.
So
Yeah. Where's my coffee?
you sleepy, bro?
Yeah, midday, bro. And I got work tomorrow. Like that shit
Whole
gives me the
nother
heebie-jeebies.
animal. Well, I'm about to get back to this 2K24. That's why I know normally power with the glasses on, but I'm trying to see the TV. So
Mm.
I'm gonna do that for a little
Christopher,
bit.
I don't think Omos was released. We've been hearing that same thing, but when I just looked on the roster, Omos was still his picture was still there. So maybe they're waiting on a contract. Maybe he had some injuries. Maybe they just ain't got nothing for him story wise. Who knows?
No, they got nothing for him either.
So they
That,
better feed him to Obafemi then. Because if he beats if fucking Obafemi comes up here and beats Omos, it does nothing for Omos. But for Obafemi, it's like, oh shit, he beat that big motherfucker, even though he's been inactive. It's just the look, it's just the aesthetic. Like he's a monster, and then you have him beat somebody like Braun Strowman in a weird way, right? If you really want to put him over, and then you can start claiming him to be a monster or whatever the case. But
looking at Samantha Irvin on this game, man. Shout out to Samantha Irvin, man. What? But when you find in real life and find on the game, you just fine.
mm,
Check out our interview with Samantha Irvin too. We got an interview with her right here on Add to Her podcast. Yeah, HP.
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We just have to tap in with the people. Like I said, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. If you're on Twitter and you're on Instagram and you're not subscribed, you wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Hit the subscribe notification button so you know when we go live. But we can go live at any time. Anytime something happens, we want to talk about it and get y'all opinion about it because we want to know what y'all think, chat. Because we come to kick it with y'all, and we're gonna kick it tonight after Raw goes on. Well, during the main event of Raw, we got the nice Raw recap. Over under, yes or no? Do we day tonight?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. If Obafemi is officially released, you might just want to keep New Day off TV for 2 weeks.
Over
Just let this thing.
Odyssey Jones, not over Femi. Damn, you done
Oh shit!
fired
I'm
over
sorry.
Femi.
You
Sheesh.
sorry.
Dang, Triple
Obafemi should
HP.
be on the page. You know what's funny, Chris?
You heard me?
I say keep, huh?
I said you fired over Femi. I said, damn, Triple HP.
I did do a comparison with Willie Lynch and Bradley, but that was totally out of pocket. I don't even want to bring that up again. I was just trying to be funny, you know what I'm saying? But I was also corrected that Brock Lesnar did not pin Bobby Lashley for a world title. Although he did take away that title from that run, um, it just doesn't hold the same weight. But it could. I think Obafemi should stay away from Ethan Page, not because Obafemi can't beat Ethan Page, but because you want Ethan Page to continue looking strong. Um, I think Obafemi should look stronger, and you just keep him away. Drops that NXT title, the North American title, and just goes to the main roster. Like he doesn't need to do it because if he does do it, now you got to beat Ethan Page.
The only other
Why?
person to do that was Asuka. Asuka went to the main roster
Yeah,
undefeated and
undefeated.
retired her championship.
Yeah, let Oba do something like that, and then this way, because Pete Dunne is about to get in that NXT title picture because he just beat Trick, then he laid him out last night. Ethan Page laughing at like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You better be careful for Pete Dunne beat the fuck out of you, because
Bruise
that'd
her
be a good
baby.
match too. So I'd rather just see Oba just do a couple more North American titles and then just go to the main roster and just pop up and be like, this is my new domain. And let it be SmackDown because Raw got too many brolic motherfuckers over there. I'll say it like that.
Yeah,
But
and
the men's
SmackDown needs something. SmackDown needs something. They need help. They need some milk.
He needs some milk, and then he can go against LA Knight within about 6 months or so. Let him go to the Royal Rumble. Let him have one of those big spots where he eliminates 5 or 6 guys at the same. Let him eliminate
You
two
think
people
the
at the same.
SmackDown crowd would know Obafemi?
If he popped up a little bit because he had the challenge with Otis and they reacted somewhat. They didn't give a super big pop, but they had a small reaction to it. So I think yeah. No, he's on Raw. He was on Raw, but it's still same type of vibe. I think he does get a reaction. And fucking Cody Rhodes needs help, bro. He ain't got nobody on the roster to like
I'm
help,
wrestling Cody Rhodes right now as we speak.
So Obafemi showing up there, maybe dethroning LA Knight come Royal Rumble or maybe even WrestleMania. And then they have a little back and forth, and then Obo doing the mid card for about a year, and then in year two he may look up and see that WWE championship and say I want a piece of that.
Who? Oba?
Interesting. Yeah. Because
Man,
he's got the aura now.
Triple H ain't having that.
If that's the case, leave him with Sean. Leave him with Sean. Don't send him up there to look all weak and then Brock Lesnar comes back
Oh
and beats
man,
him and shit.
Brock Lesnar has entered the chat. Speaking of chat is
Brock Lesnar fired him.
real. Had to pop in real quick. We're gonna see what happens tonight if the New Day is on TV. Where's Odessey Jones? And we tap in later for the Raw recap. And we'll see y'all later. All right.
See y'all later.